Reigning champs haven't lost a postseason game in their defense, if you will, or their reign. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in action against a man in his 300th playoff game ever. That's LeBron, the most all time. James here, looking for a whistle, didn't get one. Austin Reaves here, loses control, that goes the other way. SGA, easy two, and Redick, he is pleading his case. Invited to be more constructive with your feedback, please. Gets a technical. Reaves here with a scoop. And the Lakers within three after the made free throw here. James on an alley-oop. And L.A. leading OKC at half for the first time in over a year, which is the last time the Lakers beat Oklahoma City. Second half, Shai called for an offensive foul. That's his fourth. Jared McCain, this was a big story in this game. He shot the lights out, buries the three, and it's a 7-point lead. Then Reaves hits the deck. Chet says, I'll take that. The kick ahead. And Jalen Williams, all three of these, and make it 4. OKC was plus 18 with the MVP on the bench. That's just an amazing luxury to have. They lead by 13 heading into the fourth. James buries the three. It's a 6-point game. Next Thunder possession. Shai with a blow by. And the lead's back to 8. Thunder up 10. Casey Wallace is out there all alone. Catch in rhythm. All three of these. And it's a timeout for the Lakers. This one's slipping away. Shai buries that three, had 22. Reaves and the Lakers voicing their frustration with the referees. Shai after the 2-0 lead with an 18-point win.
Basketball's a game of runs, ups and downs. It's not always going to go your way, and I know that. I don't expect it to go my way all the time. All I can do is play through it, play with effort, try to do the right things out there on the court, and hopefully it leads to W's. Thankfully, basketball is a team sport, and the team was able to hold on tonight. Built us a pretty good lead while I was out, but yeah, hats off to the guys. I feel like they were playing with more force. Like they were attacking harder in closeouts, like making quicker decisions, playing with a better sense of urgency in the first half especially. As long as we take care of that, we should have our foot in the right direction.
OKC remains unbeaten in the playoffs, 6-0. It's the 5th time in the last 30 years the defending champ started the next postseason by winning its first 6 games. Only the 2001 Lakers were able to go back-to-back. The Thunder are odds-on favorite to win it again this year. You saw the frustration of the Lakers not getting whistles throughout. You saw Redick get a technical. Here's JJ's thoughts on the whistle LeBron got in this game.
LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. I mean, I've been with him 2 years now. There's, again, the smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls, and the bigger players that are, built like LeBron, it's hard for them. SGA gets like I don't even know, a touch foul, I guess, on the drive. There was a stretch where 4 straight possessions, our guys got absolutely clobbered trying to make an entry pass to Jackson, and Jalen Williams is grabbing his jersey with both arms. That's a turn. They're hard enough to play. They're hard enough to play. You've got to be able to just call it if they foul, and they do foul.
We've had opportunities. I think offensively we've had some really good looks. Some of them haven't went down to the paint. We've had some turnovers, but I don't think today it wasn't that many where it was like careless turnovers. Someone was being aggressive, and be okay with that.
It's the 11th time in James' playoff career that his teams trailed a series 2-0. 3 of the previous 10 series, his team came back to win the 18 East Finals against the Celtics, 2016 NBA Finals against the Warriors, and then back in 2007, the East Finals against the Detroit Pistons. Joined now by Kendrick Perkins. And OKC's played 6 playoff games. They've won them all. This one feels like one of those Sam Presti blueprints, right? The genius of their roster construction. Shai hasn't exploded for big numbers in either game. Didn't have to, and they win them both comfortably. Who jumped off the screen for you on Thursday night?
Well, Scott, look, if you combine the Pacific Ocean with the Atlantic Ocean, you get the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's how deep they are. That's how much depth they got on their bench and guys in their rotation that could get it done on both ends of the floor. And in a night when SGA is not having an MVP caliber night, all of a sudden you look at a guy like A.J. Mitchell and you're looking at Jared McCain, who came in. Jared McCain came in off the bench and had 18 points. And it's deflating if you're the Lakers because you're doing an outstanding job of containing and somewhat frustrating SGA, but then all of a sudden you have these other offensive weapons that come in and cut you everywhere but loose. And not to mention that Chet Holmgren has been looking like the best player on the floor in the last 2 games, the way he's been playing both sides of the basketball. So if you're the Lakers and you're getting on the plane heading back to L.A., you're asking yourself, what else can we do? Austin Reaves finally had over 25 points, something that he's never done in the postseason, and you still lose by double digits.
Unless something changes drastically, it would appear that the Thunder are heading towards a series where they might be able to win and create a bit of rest, while it appears that the Wolves and the Spurs might go for a while. I know we're only 6 games in. You and I both vowed not to overreact, so I'm not doing that. I'm just asking, at this point, what concerns do the Thunder even have, big picture?
They have none, Scott, to be honest with you. And you know why? Because they stay true to who they are and their identity. Their identity is they're one of the best defensive teams that we've seen in NBA history. And they hang their hats on forcing turnovers, getting out in transition, and they have high IQ guys that get it done. When you have perimeter defenders like they have, Luke Dortz, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, A.J. Mitchell, you know, the list goes on with bigs that know how to anchor the defense, that are versatile, being able to switch out on pick and rolls and guard smaller guards while protecting the basket. It's hell in hot water for their opponents. And so even when they're not scoring well, they're still going to defend at the highest level.
Yep, they've played 6, won 6, and the one looks good in the West, and the one in the East gets their second victory as well. Perk, we'll talk to you about Detroit and Cleveland in a bit, all right?
SGA and the defending champs look comfortable. Kendrick Perkins back with us here as we get ready for Game 2 tonight. Lakers held Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to 18 points in Game 1. They still came up short here. What's the most important thing the Lakers have to do to win tonight?
Well, Kev, it's something called putting the ball in the basket. That's what they're going to have to do. You got to put the ball in the basket, and it can't just be on the shoulders of a 41-year-old LeBron James. He has to have help. And the guy that's out there who's supposed to be one of their franchise guys and moving forward is Austin Reaves. He have to come ready to play and get some buckets. 3 for 16 against the champs on the road is not going to cut it. He's basically auditioning, in my opinion, to show the Lakers that in the near future, which is coming up, that he's going to be one of their cornerstone guys. And so when you think about Austin Reaves, think about this for a second, Kev. Austin Reaves has never scored 25 or more points in playoff games in his career. I mean, that's unacceptable.
That's not
Tonight, he's going to have to bring it.
Yeah, without question, because we all know Luka ain't walking through that door. He may not walk through that door the rest of this series, because this series could be only 4 games, as we heard Dave McMenamin at the top of the hour. All right, I know one series that's not going to be 4 games, because last night the Spurs made a statement against the Wolves after getting upset in Game 1. They whooped Minnesota by 38. Steph Castle, 21. Wemby with 19 and 15 boards. Anthony Edwards held at 12. Talked about the loss afterward. Listen to this.
Do you think a game like this gives them new life and kind of belief in this series?
Yeah, I mean, they won by 40. I would have a lot of belief. They came out, and I feel like, I wouldn't say that we was too comfortable. They was just a more desperate team. I think that's the term. We can't come out cool, and we came out cool, and what happened? We got blew out. So, I mean, my mama used to tell me a hard head make a soft ass, and that's what happened tonight.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. If you know, you know. And by the way, just give him a mic the entire time. Ant-Man post-game, no matter what. One of the best interviews, regardless of the situation. K. Perk, you liked the Spurs before the series. After game one, you were confident in the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Where do you stand now as the series heads back to Minnesota, one apiece after what you saw from San Antonio last night?
Well, Kev, last night I said this after the game, man. I'm kind of like in my LaToya Lucky mode. I'm torn between the two. But I'm gonna stay on the Timberwolves side of things for the rest of the series because, one, they went and did what they were supposed to do and get home court advantage. And I understand the Spurs won convincingly, and they needed it because it was a must-win situation for Game 2. But now you're going back to Minnesota. Minnesota is undefeated at home this season. They have established and made that a dangerous place for opponents to play in, and I believe that the role players are going to play better at home. They're going to make shots. Julius Randle is the guy that feeds off emotions and energy. He's going to play better. And Anthony Edwards also said in his post-game interview he expects the crowd to be fired up. He expects people to be drunk, falling over each other, and he expects it to be loud. That means he's coming home to protect his home turf. And when you think about this experienced ball club that has been to back-to-back conference finals, I have no worries in the world that they're going to protect their home court. So they should have all the confidence in the world heading back to Minnesota.
To be honest with you, I can't wait to see how they respond. That is the young Spurs team in that environment. The guys like Castle, the guys like Wemby, and how they feel in games 3 and 4. K. Perk, appreciate